first glance, this blouse looked difficult to make, but the beautiful side twist is created with one simple technique. Stay with me, and in just few minutes, you will know exactly how to recreate this elegant design from scratch. Hi, my loves. In just few minutes, we are using 2 yards of fabric to make this beautiful blouse. Okay, so we are folding our pattern paper into two different parts like this, not the regular way we used to cut our pattern. Okay, and we are using our masking tape to hold this pattern paper to make it firmer on the table in order to have accuracy. All right. So to start with, we are going to be starting with the heading line. Okay, so from there we'll measure our shoulder divided by 2, which is 16, and I added 1 inch for the for the allowance, then went down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and then we mark out our neckline, which is 3.5 inches width, and the depth is 3 inches for the front part and 1 inch for the back. And please, if you're making yours, endeavor to make the front piece neckline to be about 4 to 5 inches, because in my fabric I later reduced it to be 4 inches, and we connected our shoulder slope together with our neckline. Then we went down for our armhole, which is 15 divided by 2, well 7.5, and we got the half point, which is the midpoint of our armhole, to that, and we used our curve ruler to connect the armhole curve like this. After doing that, we proceeded to measure shoulder to our bust line, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to the half length, and shoulder to the full length. Okay, but the pattern paper wasn't enough for the full length of the blouse, so we completed it with our on our fabric. Okay, so after ruling the lines down, we actually indicate what the lines are, which is the under bust, half length, and the full length. Okay, so we proceeded to measure our normal body measurement, which is our bust point, our round bust measurement, adding 3 inches because it's actually a very free top. So we added in 3 inches to all our body measurement, which is our bust, our waist, and our hip line. Okay, so we added 3 inches, then divided by 4, then we added 1 inch for just the sewing allowance. Okay, so this line I'm marking is just the initial, which is the normal body measurement. Okay, and the 1 inch is for the allowance of the sewing. Okay, so here we are placing this on our fabric itself, and don't forget we said that the pattern wasn't enough, so we completed the full length of our client on the fabric. Okay, please endeavor to do that if your client, if your pattern paper is not enough or to get the full measurement. After that, on the side we came up by 2.5 inches just to have that blouse curve. Okay, after doing that, we proceeded to the cutting, and this is just, you can see that this is just the back. We are using one pattern paper to cut the back and the front, so we actually cut out the neckline for the back. After doing that, then we now open our pattern paper just as we are doing, or we have done, and we use our masking tape to hold it down to the table. Okay, and then we completed our neckline of the front to the other side, so that we'll have accuracy on all of the pieces. Okay, and then we connected the other straight lines, which are the bust line, the under bust, and the half length. Okay, just to get the accuracy. And then from that twist, we came up from the half length by 2 inches, and then we measure 8 inches for the length of that long stripe that we use on that we saw on the blouse. Okay, then we connected a straight line together like this, and then went down by half an inch just to have that curve of that straight stripe that is holding the splash and spread of the top together. Okay, after doing that, we now proceeded to measure our splash and spread method, which is 2 inches on that side. We measure to 2 inches, or after the long stripe that we measured, which is the 8 inches. Okay, so after marking that, we proceeded to rule out a straight line on all of the splash, which is the where we are going to be making our pleat. Okay, and then we cut out this uh, straight line on all of the pattern paper. Okay, after doing that, we are now going to be placing it on our fabric to actually get it accurate. So the difference between each of each of these pieces is just 1.5 inches. So endeavor to do that on the fabric. Please pay attention to this because it will actually this is what will actually make the top or the blouse come out so beautiful and well. Okay, and this is the point actually looking for the needle, which is our pin to pin down the pattern pieces together like this. And I said before, the difference between all of these points, which is the pleat, is actually 1.5 inches. Please endeavor to make use of that. Okay, and then after doing that, we are going to be cutting out this fabric also, this pattern on our fabric also. And I mind you, I said that the pattern paper wasn't enough to cut out actual the actual length of the blouse. So we completed this on the fabric. Endeavor to do that too in case your pattern paper is not enough. So guys, let me know on the comment section what has been your favorite part, and do you like the stuff or would you like to recreate too? So this is it after cutting out this pattern on the fabric. So we proceeded to you're going to see to cut out the long stripe that will be holding the pleats together. This is it. So we just added half hinge on both sides just for the allowance. Okay, so here is the sleeve. We are going to be shaping it to cut out the you're going to be folding it on a triangular way, and we measure the full length of our sleeve, which is 16 inches on all through these points. After marking 16 inches, please make sure that it's accurate so that you not have a one side longer than the other. Okay, so we proceeded to cutting out this sleeve part. You can see that's the sleeve we have on the style. Okay, so after cutting this, we are going to be placing this on on the fabric to cut out the second part of this sleeve. Okay, and this is the point where we are starting with the pleats. So we are placing this and holding it with our pin so that you will be able to do this accurately and it will not have any bulge or any mistake after sewing. Okay, so after holding down this piece, we are going to now go to the machine. After doing that, then we are going to be joining that long piece that we cut out on it. So we are going to be joining it together. You can see how we are using our pin to hold it down just to have accuracy. Okay, so after sewing it, this is what we have after sewing. You can see how it looks. So here we are going to be using a long piece to actually pipe the neckline, which is what we have here for both the front and the back. So after doing that, we are going to now be connecting, which is sewing the two sides, the shoulders and the sides together. And this is it after sewing it and ironing it. So here we are now going to be connecting the sleeve together with the blouse, and you can see how we are going to connect. You're going to be bringing out this at the back of the wrong side of the top, and then you're going to be placing this around the armhole curve that we measured. And mind you, this is already was already weaved, so the down part will also be sewn, and this is how it looks after the sewing. You can see how elegant it looks. Let me know in the comment section if you like to recreate. Bye, see you on my next